Hello everyone. In this video I'll solve an unsteady state reservoir water influx question using superposition method with Excel. So let's start. The question is, use the pressure / production data given below to calculate the cumulative water influx for the unsteady state reservoir. So as you can see here, we have the data given to solve the question. So the best way to do it is to split your solution into 5 parts or sections. As you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So now let's start with the first section. For time, I converted the date into days. So it's just the same years, I converted it into days. And PR is given, and we calculated delta B using this formula. For the first row, P1 minus P1, so it's 0, it's always 0. For the second row, P1 minus P2. For the third row, P1 minus P3. And for the fourth row, P2 minus P4. And for the fifth row, P3 minus P5. So it's this formula I use to calculate delta P here. And for WED, we have to calculate TD using this formula. So I calculated TD, then went to the water influx table to get WED. And this is the values I got from the tables. For the second section, I just made a table. That have the values of delta B to make it simpler for me. So it's the same values here, I just copied it into a next table. And for the third section, we have the superposition method here. So how can we do it? Start with putting the values of T here in the first row, then the values of WED. Then multiply delta P1 with each value of WED. So as you can see here, it's delta P1 multiplied by WED, delta P1 multiplied by WED, and so on. And then for the second, one, do the same but remove the last year. And now we'll use delta P2. So I removed the last year, so I started from here till here, so there's no last year. So yeah, do exactly the same as you can see here, but use delta P2. So as you can see here, I use delta P2 multiplied by WED. So just like this. Yeah. And for the third one, do exactly the same but remove the third year and use delta P3. So I used only 2 years here, and I used delta P3. Yeah. So I used delta P3 to solve it. Sorry. And finally, for the last one, we'll use the first year only, as you can see, and use delta P4. Yeah, I used delta P4 here. So after doing all that, let's head to the fourth section. For the fourth section, we have to calculate P using this equation, as you can see. So after calculating it, we have the constant B value. So here's the value of B using this formula. So after calculating all of the values of delta B multiplied by WED, here, and here, we are going to add or sum the values of delta B. So we're going to sum all of the values, of delta B multiplied by WED for each column. So here it's gonna be only 1 year, as you can see. So it's the same. And here we have 2 values, so we're gonna sum the first one and the second one. For the third column, we have 3 values, so it's sum first one, second one, third one. For the fourth one, we have 4 values, so we're gonna sum the 4 values here, this and this, this and this. So After that, we have the values of sigma, delta B multiplied by WED, and the values of B. So now we can easily calculate the cumulative water influx using this equation. So as you can see here, it's B multiplied by delta B multiplied by WED. So we have the values of B and the values of sigma, WED multiplied by delta B. So we can easily just multiply both of these values and we'll have the cumulative water influx. So we're going to drag it for all of the years. Yeah, and this is the values of the cumulative water influx for this question. Thank you all for watching.